guys, welcome back. It's me, Marissa, and
Ben.
And we are so glad that you guys decided to join us in yet another chapter in this book. I don't say this often, but I feel the need, it should be said now. If you have not already, please subscribe and hit the little bell button so that way you will be notified every time we upload not just other videos, but more so for this in particular journey that we are on. And we do believe that we have now a good schedule going, so I believe this will probably be posted Sunday. And so what we're going to do is every other Sunday. That way it just gives us time to really digest it all, as well as give you all time, if you are following along with us in the book and or the workbook, gives you time to do it as well. So let's jump into it.
Let's do it.
All right, so this book is broken up into 3 parts. So right now the first part that we are dealing with is called the crazy cycle. So basically all the crazy cycle is, it just says, without love she reacts, without respect he reacts. And I will insert a picture that he, bless you, we were supposed to be discreet this time. Anyways, I will insert a picture that he used that shows you what the crazy cycle looks like. So chapter 1 is called A Simple Secret to a Better Marriage. So basically within this chapter is kind of like an intro to the first part, if that makes sense. It just really, it gives a lot of examples of the crazy cycle, what it looks like, how to identify it, and it also kind of slowly but surely tells you what to do when you're in the crazy cycle. Now in the workbook they do have a few stories, examples, and so we're going to read you guys one of those and give you our thoughts on this crazy cycle. Okay, here we go.
It says, a husband and wife are looking at jewelry together while shopping. The husband points excitedly and says, "Look, honey, I think those earrings are what you're looking for." And her condescending response is,
"No, they aren't. Those are yellow gold, and I don't like yellow gold. I want white gold." Okay, so let me tell y'all something. When we were going over this, I think we were on that one part for like 15 minutes. Yeah, we were like, we cannot do this for 15 minutes because, yeah, no, it takes a while to upload stuff. So, no, this is not going to happen. All right, so after the scenario that they gave, the question was asked. It says, what's going on? And then it says, why could the husband feel disrespected? Or why could the wife feel unloved? So in this situation, even though it doesn't say, you know, let's just assume that they had the conversation. They had the conversation and, you know, she could have told him how she liked white gold. And for him to say, oh, this is what you're looking for, here it is. She's like, well, wait a minute. I told you something that I like. You obviously don't love me enough to remember what it is that I like or that I'm, you know, looking for or love or whatever word you want to use. And so it's like, do you care that much about me to remember something as such as like a detail like that?
and this is what I thought. I'm gonna try to make this short as possible because, like I said, she said we went over for like 15 minutes. But as a guy, we tend to not remember as well as you guys, well, as women do. So like I said, it doesn't say in the book, but we just, like I said, we're assuming that they did have a conversation. So, you know, they're looking at this jewelry and he's just thinking, okay, this looks nice. Okay, I think this is what you're looking for. Now, I'm not going to sit here and I know the difference between yellow gold. I think it does have a little yellowish tint to it, but whatever. So he's thinking this is it. So for her to react like that in the store, you know, I would be like, okay, you're just gonna, lash out like that about some jewelry, But I do understand what she's saying, but I'm like, okay, we could have still said it a little different. But that's the respectful side of it.
Okay, but how could it be said differently if they had a conversation about it? So let's just say they did have a conversation. Well, obviously, they had to have had the conversation because he said this is what you're looking for. He's not going to just randomly say. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's one thing if she said, oh, I need earrings. Let's go get some earrings. And, like, they were, he saw the earrings. He's like, oh, like, here's this color. Mm-hmm. I believe this is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
That would be a different story if she never would have said, this is the color that I'm looking for. Mm-hmm. But obviously, I believe that color had to have been said.
Right.
So
I'm just saying he just forgot.
Okay, so let's say he did forget, mm-hmm. but he was unsure about it. Should he have said the color, or should he have said just pointed them out, like, oh look, here's some earrings. Mm-hmm. Instead of saying it's what you're looking for.
All right, he probably could have said maybe like, what do you think about these?
But he didn't. Thus, exactly. That's the crazy cycle. So what happens is, so now she's just like, no, you don't love me, right?
I don't want it. I don't.
Right. and I'm gonna go home. And so that triggers what you call the crazy cycle. So now she feels like he doesn't love her. Actually, it kind of goes both ways, because it's in some cases, something can be done. Let's just say she didn't respond that way, but she still would have felt unloved, because she would have felt like, okay, he didn't remember what I told him. Mm-hmm. And so maybe her form of disrespect could have came through something else. Or maybe he wouldn't have felt the disrespect then. Maybe he just like, oh man, like, I feel bad, like, she's probably hurt that I didn't remember. But eventually the crazy cycle still would have kept going, because y'all know we be bringing up stuff that happened 2 years ago, and we lash out about it, and it leaves them like, oh, wait, what? Like, confused. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes the crazy cycle doesn't always start right then and there. It can start a little later. But we have to be able to identify when we are in that crazy cycle. Mm-hmm. And how we can... Okay, so let me ask you. Okay, so if it would have been you, how would you have handled that situation? If I would say... Okay, first of all, I wouldn't have said it like that, but I'm just saying.
I mean, like I said, if she would have said, okay... Like I said, we're assuming they had to have the conversation, because he wanted us up and said, I think that's what you look for. But what he could have done was said, what she could have done, said, you know what, we had a conversation the other day. I like white gold, not yellow gold. It does look nice, but I like white gold. Then I think he would have like, oh, I'm sorry. Then he probably would have apologized, because he realized he did goof up. And then they're like, oh, okay, it was white gold that you liked, so okay, let's look at the white gold. But if you're gonna lash out at me in the middle, they don't say where they are. I'm assuming maybe the some jewelry place,
or maybe they're like online shopping
at the mall, whatever. Basically, if she would have said it a little differently, I think he wouldn't. It wouldn't have led to a crazy cycle. It could have been like nipped right then and there.
Right.
And they do address in the first chapter, just because one person does something doesn't mean you necessarily have to react the other way.
Right.
Well, I mean, eventually, in order to break the cycle, one of the two has to be like, okay, I'm not going to keep doing this. I got to stop it.
Right.
And then, you know, he's going to have to take one for the team. Like, you know what? If the woman disrespects the man, he should, like, keep his composure, but still keep loving and just let it, you know, eventually she would turn and start respecting him more. Than the other way around, if the man is not loving the wife, she should still respect him, and then hope that he turns around and then starts loving her. So, like I said, eventually, once that happens, eventually that cycle will break.
Okay, so based off of everything that just our thoughts on it, as well as the example that they gave, the book asks like a really good question, and you really have to stop like to think about it. And so we're gonna go ahead and just, you know, ask this question and share with us like your thoughts on these questions. Can a wife get the love she needs simply by showing her husband respect? What if he doesn't deserve respect? Vice versa. Can a husband get the respect he needs by simply showing her love? What if she doesn't deserve love? And then leads to another question. Are we deserving of conditional love and conditional respect? And then even on top of that, you also have to be mindful what disrespecting or unloving your spouse, what it does to their spirit, you know? Let's just be honest. We have feelings, and, you know, sometimes our emotions get the best of us. Even if we say it, let's just say I'm having a bad day and I may lash out at him, but you know, people say, oh, you know, if it's in your heart, that's how you really feel. No, excuse me. If you said it, you know, that's how you really feel in your heart. Mm-hmm. But I sometimes don't feel like that's all the time true, because they say if you said it, or just like the way you said it, because I may be having a bad day, or he may be having a bad day, and we may say something to each other in a certain tone, and it's like, hold on, instantly we're like, man, hold on now, wait a minute. And it, you know, the cycle can start that way. But then sometimes we have to be mindful that, okay, you know, maybe they're just having a bad day. They didn't necessarily mean it that way, you know. They could have been thinking about what caused them to have a bad moment, and you were there at the time. And we just have to be like, you know, hey, you know, like, you good, you know what I mean? Instead of just being so, oh, why you coming at me, sad, you know? That alone, just your normal human emotions alone can start the crazy cycle. So, you know, the next time your spouse, or even if like you're courting someone, or just think about somebody, just somebody just in general that you may know, you know, just think about just how they're feeling at the time, and that should cause you to think about, okay, how am I going to react to how they are feeling, you know? So yeah, so don't feel like, oh, you know, we're not gonna, like, I can't say this or I can't say that because, you know, it's going to be wrong and the crazy. Like it happens, you know, life happens, and some things we cannot control. We should be able to control our emotions, but sometimes we just can't. And that's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but it's okay. Like, we're human, you know? So yeah, that's all I got. You got anything else?
This to kind of add on, like I said, I mean, there's no way to ever just completely stop the cycle. So get that out your head. Like, it's going to happen. We're going to have those moments. But basically what this is really getting to is to see the signs of it and then try to not make it last as long.
Right.
Basically.
Yeah. That's good. That's good. All right, well, that's all we have for today. Thank you guys so much for joining us yet again and sticking with us to the end of this chapter 1. We really hope that you guys took something from this, as well as enjoyed it. And if you have any thoughts about it, we would love to hear your thoughts, opinions, even if it's against what we said. We'll love to hear it, because you may teach us something new, or you may not. I don't know. We're gonna see what you say first. And then we're gonna be the judge. But all right, until next time, bye. Oh, they can still see my arm. We just got slided out completely. I ain't sliding off this couch.